In this video, it's game over for the BMW driver. Hey everyone, I'm the Rev, and this is ReverendSimRacing. Today we're at Oulton Park, which is my local track. I've been to this track many times, watching various different categories, and today we're in the GT4 on ACC. Now the GT4 doesn't get used very often, which is a shame because the cars are a lot of fun. So today we're in the Chevrolet Camaro, we're starting from the back. The time is set to advance by 24 times I believe, so it's going to go from daytime to nighttime as we race. Let's see what kind of race we can have. Watching the radar, going straight through the middle, don't really want to be here, but a little gap opens up, another gap opens up, so we sneak in there like a rat up a drain pipe. I'm up behind the McLaren. Watching the radar, little bit of contact there with the McLaren, but we're through the first corner without incident. So we make our way down to Cascades. I've got stone cold tyres, the BMW's a little bit out of shape. On the way in, we're going to take the tight line, we're going to see if we can go inside the BMW, which we do. We've got the other BMW on our left, but we're up behind the Aston Martin. Heading now to the fast left-hander at Island Bend, which leads us straight down into the Shell Oil corner, which is the hairpin. One of those cheeky BMWs has managed to get on our left-hand side, but we're in the tight line. We're going to go underneath the second BMW, make sure we don't make any contact. A little squirm on the power, but we make our way to the chicane. As we approach Britain's and watching the BMW, he gets on the sausage, he's got all out of shape, and that's game over for the BMW. We're running over the crest of the hill now, on Hilltop, as we head down towards Islops. Decent run on the Aston Martin, we're late on the brakes, down to first, into the chicane, take some sausage on the way in, get the curb on the left hand side, try and swing your car right over and then back onto the right to get early onto the power. As we manage to do that, we're up behind the McLaren. Fantastic track this, really is. Tight, twisty, lots of undulating corners, great fun to drive, especially in these GT4 cars. Cannot recommend this enough. It's a shame that they don't get used as often as they should. So we've got a great run now behind the McLaren. We switch to the inside, he doesn't defend it in any way. Just after the marker board there on the left hand side, we're on the brakes, down to second, get that nose in of this big hefty American front engine car, and a good run over the start finish straight. We complete lap 1 and we've gone from 25th to 12th. That's decent progress. We're early on the power through Old Hall, and now we head down the avenue towards Cascades. We mind the bumps through Denton's on the way into Cascades. I use the bumps as sort of a brake marker. I know that's when I should be on the brakes, trying to get the nose of the car in, and that way then I can get a decent exit out of Cascades, which we've managed to do, and we're up behind our teammate who immediately goes defensive to the left. So we're not going to go for any kind of move here, but we're going to have a look up the inside if possible. He's on the brakes a little bit early, we sneak up the inside, no contact, and get a nice clean move on our teammate. Awesome.
That's the stuff.
Jeff is made up with a move. Thanks Jeff, thanks very much for the motivation. We're on the brakes as we head into the chicane. The Audi's got it all wrong, he's got to rejoin the track. We have to take to the curbs on the left hand side and we get a track limit warning. I felt that one was a little bit harsh as I was trying to avoid the contact, but it is what it is. Track limit warning number 1. We're late on the brakes into Hislops, trying to make sure that we get a good exit as we come out onto Knickerbrook. We've got the Ginetta ahead, the Ginetta gets a poor exit, we're going to swing the car to the right hand side. We're going to hope that the Chevrolet can power up the hill, which it does. We're going to stay here, a little bit of wheels on the grass. We're watching the radar, making sure that we don't make any contact with that Ginetta. There's a little tiny bit of contact, almost touring car like, but we're up over the crest and we're heading down towards the final corner before the start finish straight. I'm too late on the brakes, I'm in too deep, that's going to compromise my exit. The car goes light on the throttle and the Maserati streaks away over the start finish straight. Really enjoy these GT4 cars. If you're new to ACC and you want to learn the tracks, you want to learn the way the suspension works and the weight distribution, then these are definitely a great place to start. That's warning 2 for track limits. I'm going to have to be careful between now and the end of the race. The Maserati is just slightly onto the grass. We've got a nice tight line. We're going to get a decent exit on the outside. He gives us the room, which is great, and we're up behind the Alpine, which we're going to use a little bit of slipstream to make sure that we've powered past that Maserati. We're round Island Bend without incident. We're up towards Shell Oils, and we're going to dive up the inside of the Alpine. Take the tight line, there's 2 lines through that corner, we're going to take the tight line and hope that gives us a better run and enough of a run to get it done before we have to brake into the chicane. The sun's now getting low in this lovely Cheshire afternoon, watching the BMW. BMW gets it all wrong, decent exit for us, and it's job done on the straight. And we're now up behind what I believe is the KTM ahead. I've found the trick with these chicanes is to try and take as much curb as you possibly can and try and get a good swing onto the straight and a good exit out of Knickerbrook. We're going under the bridge now as we approach the fastest part of the circuit. We're going to go into Druids behind the KTM, swing the car left, try and get the nose in, a little dab on the brakes if the nose won't come in. It'll assist you in just having that bit of weight transfer and getting the nose of the car to go in. We're on the right hand side now, late on the brakes, into Lodge. Car goes light on the exit, so careful throttle application is a must. And that's us up to 4th. One of the special events in ACC this month involves this very car, this very track, and we've managed to put ourselves 40th in the world at the time of this video with a 1:42 dead. Really, really love this track. Like I say, give it a try, give it a shot. I'm sure that you will love it as well. There's now a bit of a gap to the Audi ahead, so we've got some work to do if we're going to close that gap and see if we can get on the podium. I do have a generic setup for the Camaro GT4. If anybody's interested, please just say in the comments and I will share a video with that setup that appears to work for me on most tracks. Like I say, I'll create a video and I'll share that setup should anybody want it. Speaking of my other videos, I'm contemplating doing some reviews in relation to the kit that I use, especially some of the stuff that I've bought from AliExpress, which I've managed to get at half the price of what you may buy officially, but the actual quality of the kit that I've got is second to none. It's fantastic. So if you'd like to see those videos, please let me know in the comments. Please like and subscribe if I've earned it, and yeah, I'll work on those videos in the future. Back to this video, still trying to reel the Audi in. The sun's going down now at Oulton Park and you can start to feel the temperature drop on the track. That affects the car, you just start to feel the car slide around that little bit more, but it just adds to the fun. Like I say, these cars, absolutely great fun to drive. Absolute crime that they're not used more often. In the top left there you can see that we've got a green sector, so we're still putting in half decent laps as we try and reel in the Audi. Take a high line there through Shell Oil's hairpin, gives me a better exit as we approach the chicane again. This is lap 4, only 2 minutes left. Love that camera view, love it. Decent exit and out onto Hilltop again.
2 minutes left, 2 minutes to go.
2 minutes to go, Jeff. Thanks very much for the information. Late onto the brakes, lots of curb. Swing the car to left hand side curb again. Watch the throttle application. As you come through Knickerbrook, there's a bump there on the inside. You need to get off that curb because there's a bump on the left hand side as well. And that gives you a decent run as you head up towards Druids. The weight transfer in these cars feels fantastic. As we go through Druids, I should have touched the brakes there just to get the nose of the car in. I'm a little bit late on the throttle, but we've still got a decent run as we head down towards Lodge. I'm careful now not to slam my foot on the brake. I apply equal pressure, trail brake into the corner and watch as the car goes light over the crest at Lodge and then down onto the pit straight. We are indeed closing on this Audi. Can we get a podium place before this race ends? Terrible line there through the first corner, so I've certainly not helped myself with that. Watch the bumps. There you go, get on the brakes, swing the car into the left hand side, get on the throttle nice and early, and we're just reeling that Audi in slowly but surely. Through Island, back down towards the hairpin. We're going to stay wide. We're going to use the natural camber of the corner itself to drag us down to the right hand side, get on the throttle nice and early, still up behind the Audi, and we're going to head towards the chicane. Onto the brakes, down to second, loads of curb on the left, loads of curb on the right. Same again on the left, but the Audi's got it wrong. We've got to run, but we have to get out the throttle or we'll be straight in the back of him. Watching the radar now, we're on the outside, not really where we want to be, but we're late on the brakes, down to first. He's still there, loads of curb again on the left, and he's gone. It's over with. That's third, podium places as the night descends on Oulton Park. You can see that bump there that I mentioned earlier. You've got to get off that bump because it really unsettles the car. All we need now is a good run through Druids, then it's down to Lodge, and that should be third. Cresting Druids, car goes light under the bridge, heading down to Lodge. Watching the braking mark on the left, onto the brakes, down to second gear. Car goes light over the crest, early on the throttle there, managed to get away with it, and it's across the line for a podium place at my home track. I've been the Reverend, thanks for watching.